Yes, people, welcome back to Arsenal with Ash, here to preview the big game of the week. Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium Thursday night, and it's a massive one. It's a massive one. The league leaders against the current champions, and the gap between the two teams is huge. It's a massive gap between the two teams at the moment. I believe it's a 14-point gap, which could spread to 17 as early as January. Can you imagine that? Who would have thought that at the start of the season that Arsenal would be this far ahead of Liverpool at this stage? With all the money, yes, we spent a lot of money, but them being the champions and then splashing what 450 to 500 mil on new players, um, you would have thought both teams would be close. But 14-point gap, which could spread to 17, is mental. But we can't take them lightly. It's a game where I want us to assert our dominance from the start. I think the Emirates is going to be absolutely rocking. This is one of the two teams that have beaten us this season, Liverpool and Villa. We've got our revenge against Villa. Now it's time for our revenge against Liverpool. In the game earlier in the season, we weren't settled into the season yet. We had an early injury to Saliba in that game. We had no Odegaard, no Saka. Eze had just signed. Gyökeres hadn't settled in. There was a lot of teething issues in that game for us. And it wasn't a game where we were dominated or anything like that. Liverpool were poor as well, and a draw would have been a fair result. But I suppose like comes up with a late rocket from a free kick, and it was unstoppable, and we lost the game. And at that point, you're thinking it's going to be a rough season, man. I think they were 5 points ahead of us. Um, they'd won every game. They were flying. So yeah, to think that things have turned around like this in a matter of what 4 months is mental. But yeah, like I said, we need to assert our dominance. We need to be on them like a rash. Our home form is brilliant. They're not gonna cut. They're coming into this game knowing it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell, and for them to get a result, they have to be at their top best. And recently, they haven't been there. Yes, they're in their last 9 games in all competitions. They're unbeaten, and that's obviously kind of steady in the ship for them. The talk over Arnie Slot's kind of cooled a little bit as well. However, within those 9 games, they haven't been convincing, and their fans will tell you that themselves. Wins against the likes of Wolves, which were poor wins. We had obviously the same against Wolves, but draws with the likes of Leeds on 2 occasions, Fulham in last time out as well. Um, they've obviously got a couple of players missing as well in Salah, who's at AFCON, Isaac, who's got a broken leg or foot, whatever it was. So yeah, man. I think the big doubt for them was Ekatike, but I'm hearing he's going to be fine, and I expect him to be. He'll be there. Injury news for us is Mascara. He's still out, but I'm hearing he's close to a return. Kai Havertz, we're not sure about. He was ill in the last game, I believe. Who else is out? We've got can't remember Max Dowman. I think we're very close to a full squad. The Calafiori is the other one. He's the other one that's out, and it's a bit worrying because we're not even hearing anything about this and what's actually wrong with him. But yeah, we're close to full strength, and it's a great time to be at that because the games are thick and fast every 3 days, and we need the squad. So games like Portsmouth and then Inter Milan in the Champions League, we can rotate and play players that are seen more as squad players, and use the squad because we need it. We need it. We've got big games non-stop, 4 competitions now, and yeah, we need the squad. But yeah, man, this is the game where we've got a chance to put a statement down again. City would have played before us, but no matter what they do in their game, it's a chance for us to put a statement down, beat the champions, and beat them well. And I really think we can do that. The difficult thing is we don't really know how they're going to set up. They've kind of tinkered with their system quite a lot recently. They've played like a diamond formation in midfield. Suppose lie out on like a right wing, right half space kind of position. Um, but what we do know is that in physically they're quite weak, especially in midfield. But defensively, mistakes galore. And at fullback, we can absolutely terrorize them. Connor Bradley, everyone thought, oh, Trent's going, he's going to be fine, he's going to step up and be the guy. He's not the guy. He's just your average fullback, British fullback that we've seen over the years. Loves the yellow card as well. So Trossard, I expect him to be out there and be able to capitalise on that and give him a torrid time. Kirkez or Robertson, whoever's going to be on that side, I think it might be Kirkez. Saka's given them a torment, a terrible time before in the past, whoever it is. And yeah, I expect more of the same. Centre back position, Konate and Van Dijk, both shaky this season. Konate more so than Van Dijk, but shaky. Set pieces, they are so shaky. Arne Slot said it pretty much every press conference or post match conference, talking about their fertilities in terms of set pieces. So we've got a massive chance here to win a big game comfortably, and I'm quite confident that we can do that, but we just have to make sure we're at it. Even if we concede a goal, even if we concede the first goal, just concentrate, get that ball down. I think we'll dominate the ball. I think they'll try and play kind of on the counter attack and sit in like they did at Anfield. To be fair, at Anfield they changed their tactics a little bit to make them a lot more stable, and they kind of dropped into a mid to low block, allowed us to have the ball, tried to counter on us at times. Yes, they had a bit of the ball as well, and it was a bit of a nothing game. And I can see them trying to frustrate us in this game. I think he will change his tactics a bit. The problem for them is they haven't really got too much pace going forward, with Salah obviously being out. No Isaac, can't see him taking a chance on that Rio kid. Can't see Chiesa playing. So it's going to be kind of like a box midfield for them almost, and they're going to be relying on Ekatike in transitions and maybe Szoboszlai's legs. So yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of the ball. I think we'll be able to manage the transitions. I think physically we can overpower them with the likes of Declan Rice in the midfield, even Gyökeres as well. And yeah, I can just see us causing problem after problem for them, and I really, really, really just want us to beat them. I really do, man. It's long overdue. It's a long overdue that we give this lot a good win. And the last time the champions came to the Emirates, which was last season, it was Manchester City. What did we do to them? We smoked them 5-1. So I'm not saying it's going to be like that, but I want it to be like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, let's get on to the predicted 11. David Raya in goal, 100% has to be him. At right back, in fact, the whole defence I wouldn't change from the Bournemouth game. It would be Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié. Obviously at left back, we've only got Hincapié or Miles Lewis-Skelly fit, and Hincapié has been quite consistent recently within the team. What I need them to do is don't give away anything sloppy. This is not the type of team where you can do what we've done against Bournemouth and risk it. They've got players that can hurt us. Recently, we've been conceding sloppy goals, late goals. So I want to see see us a bit more stronger in terms of our defensive actions, and hopefully keep a clean sheet. I know it's going to be tough, but try and keep a clean sheet. So yeah, that's the defense I'd go with. In midfield, I'd go with the same midfielders against Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Rice. They're starting to form an understanding as a three. Odegaard's in really good form. Dex in brilliant form. Zubimendi's playing well as well. So yeah, that three is functioning really well at the moment, and I think physically and just in terms of a collective, they're going to be much stronger than the Liverpool midfield, whoever that's going to be. And then the front three, yes, I've been banging the drum for Eze to play on the left. However, it's not going to happen. But also, I personally would go with Trossard in this game. Some would argue Martinelli, who has a great record against Liverpool in terms of goals scoring and causing them problems. However, Trossard also has a good record against Liverpool and is in the form of his life, in my opinion. He has to play in this game. And if we're looking at a Conor Bradley, even if a Frimpong plays, Trossard has the guile. It's not just about pace and power. He's got the football IQ and the guile, like I said, to cause whoever they have out there problems. So yeah, I'm having Trossard on the left. It has to be Gyökeres up front as well. Some people might say Jesus has a decent record against Liverpool for us. I wouldn't say Havertz. He's not even had a minute back yet. But yeah, it's definitely Gyökeres for me. It's going to be a tough game for him. I don't actually expect him to get much joy out of them. It's the type of striker they like to play against, and they dealt with him comfortably at Anfield. But I just think he's just going to be non-stop. So if they're going to make a mistake, Gyökeres is there pounce and force that error. And also he helps the rest of the team play really well, and he helps our press really well. So yeah, it has to be Gyökeres for me, and hopefully he does get a goal. In a big game, it will be brilliant for him and his confidence. And then on the right hand side, bring Saka back in for Madueke. Yeah, man, it's just a no brainer for me. Saka at his best, I'm hoping he can be at his best. He will absolutely terrorize them. So yeah, man, that's the team I'd go with. And I really think that we can win this game really well. But I don't know. Like I said, recently we've been a little bit sloppy defensively. I think we might concede one. So what I'm going to go with the same result as a couple of seasons ago, and that's a 3-1 Arsenal win. I'm going to go with Trossard to score. I'm going to go with Deck to score. Another big game for him. And I'm going to go with Gabriel from a corner. So yeah, man, that's my prediction. Hopefully, all that matters really is the 3 points. But I want to see a performance, man. I want to see a really good performance, a dominant performance, a changing of the guard performance. Give us the title, yeah. Beat the champions, take the title. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to see. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff, and hopefully the boys can do it.